Sometimes you need a fanfiction with absolutely disgusting material in it to remember just how fucked humanity is. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and here today we have 10 reasons why I'm giving up hope in humanity. We're back. Back to do this goddamn fanfiction. The Danish Slaughterhouse. Chapter 11, Chapter 12, I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. The dough. Let's get started. Despite the internal injuries their bodies suffered from the electromagnetic shock and the numbness that came afterwards, Tino and Peter pushed their weakened legs to their limits and beyond to get away from the madman that was chasing them. Tino ran in front of Peter, pulling him by the waist to lead him through the lower level to the stairs. Sometime during the run, Tino and Beryl exchanged a sad, apologetic goodbye from the corner of their eyes before they split up, Beryl taking a different direction towards the wine cellars. Mama, what's going on? Peter panted beside Tino, looking over his shoulder. Where's Papa? Why is Uncle Matthias acting like this? Peter, this is not the time for questions, Tino panted hurriedly. But I do hope Beryl will be all right, he thought afterwards. Please stay safe, honey. But Mama... Peter looked over his shoulder again and gasped. Mama, he's coming! I know, baby, just stay calm, Tino said without looking back. He knew that Matthias had just appeared up the stairs and was coming up quickly behind them, closing the distance between himself and the two nations with every second that passed. Such a fact made Tino's heart race, and the image of his son, his baby, brutally tortured and murdered in any fashion that Matthias willed, made his stomach lurch with fear. But he couldn't let his mind go crazy now, not with Peter still with him. He needed to keep his mind collected in order to protect Peter and hide them both properly and survive Matthias' twisted game. Behind Tino and Peter, Matthias charged ahead and followed them as they ran through the upstairs hall. He would have went after Beryl, seeing as the guy pretty much cornered himself in the wine cellar and taken down what he knew was going to be his toughest prey, or even went after Emil, with the kid's disabled leg making the chase easier. But there was just something so fascinating about chasing a mother protecting his young. Plus, the mere thought of Beryl's face when he finds his husband and kid is nothing more than mere violated corpses. Oh, God. I'm gonna hate this chapter, aren't I? If he survives long enough to see it, it was delicious enough for Matthias to try Tino first. Matthias watched Tino as the nation dragged the child through the hall. Tino made a quick turn around the corner and almost made Peter trip over his own feet. Tino gripped Peter's wrist tighter and yanked him upright. He then paused, whipped his head from side to side, probably looking for a room to hide in, Matthias guessed, as he came closer and closer to the still pair. His guess was right. When Tino noticed that Matthias was but a few feet away, he ran to the closest room there was and slammed the door. Matthias shook his head and chuckled as he reached the door and tried the doorknob, twisting it like he saw killers do in the horror movies to freak out their victims. Inside the room, Tino pressed his body against the door and dug his heels into the carpet, taking panicking breaths as the doorknob shook vigorously. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh my goodness, this isn't happening, Tino thought. Please let this be a joke. Matthias wouldn't do this to us. Mama, what now? Peter asked, his voice quivering as hard as his knees. I don't know, Peter, I don't know, Tino replied. He looked up at his son, and he felt his heart break once more at the strong sense of fear emanating from the small body. Slam! Eek! Tino yelped as Dane slammed himself into the door. He pushed against it and gritted his teeth as Peter screamed and cowered further away to the opposite wall. No, stop! Slam. Mama, Peter cried. Peter, just stay there. Slam. Mama, he's going to get in. Peter, go and hide. With the final slam, Tino flung forward and just missed crashing into Peter as Matthias barged in through the room, his shoulders hunched in a menacing stature. When Tino quickly shoved Peter behind him, Matthias tilted his head in mock admiration and smiled at the motherly protection. Mama, Peter, calm down, Tino said in a hushed voice. Mama, he's here. I know, Peter, Tino hissed over his shoulder. Just don't panic. But the kid has a right to be afraid, doesn't he? Matthias asked. Tino turned his attention back to Matthias and scratched his face in a defensive glower. He bent slightly forward with one hand held up in a fist and the other behind him, his palm instinctively pressed against Peter's chest. It seemed as if Tino, was ready to fight for Peter to live or to run with him and hide him in safety. Matthias snickered and crept closer. He wasn't going to allow either to happen. Mama! Peter cried as Matthias took a step. He whimpered more and more the closer Matthias came, latching onto his mother's arm as Tino backed away. When Matthias's arrogantly cold eyes flickered to the child, Peter sobbed and nearly squeezed the blood out of Tino's arm. Matthias shook his head and clicked his tongue. In a dark yet even purr, so emotionless and smooth, Tino's spine shuddered. Oh my god! Oh my god. I have to put another goddamn warning because freaking I don't even know if this rating will be age restricted or not. I have a bad feeling it's going to be age restricted. I feel sick. I honestly feel sick because I have a bad feeling about what's going to happen. Ugh. I have no idea which one of you to fucking kill first. You because you're so damn hot, or Peter so I can shut him the hell up. Tino's glare deepened with absolute disgust at what he just heard. He took a quick look over his shoulder again to look at Peter and bit his lip at the sight of his son's face glistening and soaked with tears and sweat. He then returned his glare at Matthias and sighed. If it could buy Peter some time to run and hide. Peter, go. What? Peter gasped. Tino turned slightly and began pushing Peter away. I said go, Peter. Mama, I don't want to be alone. Neither do I, but you have to run. Now, go. Mama, go! With a large, forceful push, Tino moved Peter away. Peter looked back at his mother, begging with his tearful eyes to let him stay and not be separated, before he finally resigned and reluctantly sprinted out of the room. Matthias watched the boy leave and gave Tino a coy grin. Well, that settles it for me, then, he shrugged. Looks like it's just you and me, which is good, I guess. I really can't perform my best with others in the room watching me, especially a kid. Shut the hell up, Tino spat. Stop it with your disgusting shit, you twisted bastard. Stop this now while you still have a chance to redeem yourself, please. Redeem myself? Really? So after everything you all said about how I'm a sick pedophile and that you guys don't even want to be in the same house with me or even see me ever again, if I do just enough begging and pleading, groveling at your feet, you will all forgive me and forget this entire fiasco? Matthias caught Tino's lips twitch at the corner in faltering agreement and threw his head back in barking laughter. Of course you wouldn't, you lying ass. But it wouldn't matter if it was the truth or not anyway, because I wouldn't even shed a damn tear for you guys, let alone grovel on the ground and whimper for forgiveness while you all take a turn in kicking me like a dog. It would seriously ruin the plans I formulated and waited for months to enact. Upon hearing Matthias' condescending remark, Tino took in a shaky breath and nodded. Fine, then. Then there's no other way around this, so... He widened his stance and pressed his feet firmly into the floor, balling his fists up in front of him. Matthias' eyebrows shut up in surprise. Seeing Tino take on a fighting stance with so much resolve was a bit of a surprise, albeit a pleasant one. For the man who knew Tino was nothing more than a helpless flower, despite his citizen's history of military prowess. If he didn't have a gun in his hand, Tino would usually just turn to barrel for protection or try reasoning with his opponent, just as he did moments ago. I guess it must be the circumstance he's in, Matthias guessed. Looks like he's not as timid as he seems when he has to protect the baby. As he appreciated Tino in a new light, Matthias stood closer and closer to Tino, his fists raised as well. Oh, Beryl, Tino thought as he kept his glare fixed on the Dane. If I don't make it, please stay alive for yourself and Peter. Please keep them safe. You know they're both going to die, right? Matthias teased as he read Tino's silent plea. That pushed him. Tino lunged at Matthias and swung fist after fist targeted at his jaw. All of them Matthias easily dodged. Okay. No, Matthias thought as he flinched backward from another blow. Tino's totally unfocused when angered. Maybe it won't be a problem. When Tino attempted a roundhouse kick to the ribs, Matthias caught his leg by the calf, twisted it to the point that the knee started to pop, and smiled as he he relished in the painful whimpers coming from the Finn's throat. Tino tried to shake his leg free, which made the pain worse, so he jumped on his other foot, twisted in the air, and slammed the heel of his free foot into Matthias' jaw. That caused Matthias to let go of Tino's leg, and they both fell to the ground. Wow, that actually worked? Tino wondered in surprise as he stood up. He stood up straight. The small tingle from his knee intensified to near crippling pain. He almost fell to the ground and cried out in agony, but he didn't want his opponent to see how much damage he made with that one ankle twist, so he caught himself and bore the injury with a mere wince. Matthias rose from the ground, rubbing his bruised and purpling cheek, and glared down at Tino with intense malice. Despite his injury, though, he still chuckled. Man, I don't know how much more beatings my poor beautiful face can take in one night. I sure do hope I can stay pretty long enough for my little kitten. Tino snarled softly as he shifted more weight from his stinging knee to his good leg without making it noticeable. Tino, Matthias pouted. Just because we're fighting doesn't mean you have to force yourself not to laugh at my jokes. Oh, ha ha, your damn sick jokes are so fucking funny. I'm absolutely dying here, Tino sneered back. Oh, good, then everything's working out perfectly for me, Matthias cheered. He threw a punch that landed straight into Tino's nose. The impact was so forceful that Tino's head flung back and he lost his footing. He stumbled backward for a moment before he regained his balance. The look of terror and shock on Tino's face, now with a streak of red running from his nostrils to his lip, had Matthias bellowing in wild laughter. Matthias swung his fists again, but none of them landed as Tino dodged and plunged to avoid being hit again. Matthias even noticed that Tino was backing away bit by bit and was stepping to the side whenever the opportunity arose. Matthias pretended to move by stomping his foot forward, and Tino's arms instinctively flew up to protect his face. This made Matthias giggle inwardly. Well, looks like the timid little fighter is back. He threw another punch. Tino cut his wrist, twisted it, and pulled Matthias toward him. He flung Matthias back and kicked him in the gut for added measure. Tino then put up his fist, but Matthias knew that was just for show. This was proven true as Matthias lunged at him, and Tino sidestepped and moved further away to increase the distance between them. He lunged at Tino again, but Tino shot his leg up, the one with the injured knee, and planted his foot into Matthias' chest. They both cried out from the hit, but Matthias was the only one who noticed how strange it was that they both did so when he was the only one that was hit. Matthias raised an eyebrow. Unless... Matthias again lunged for Tino. Instead of trying to attack him, though, he simply scurried and jumped around him, making him move away to avoid what he thought was another attack. Matthias observed every part of Tino's body as he manipulated Tino, seeing that something was off about him in the way he moved. He could sense that Tino was hiding something. His eyes wandered to Tino's legs when he remembered that Tino had cried out in pain when he did that kick. Sure enough, Tino was hobbling about, and one leg seemed to be more bent, as if he was putting more weight on it and taking less off the straighter leg. Wow, that's the second limb I disabled in under a month, Matthias thought. Giddily. Sweet. What is he doing? Tino wondered in a panic. Isn't he going to attack? Is he toying with me? Damn him. Frustrated by the perceived taunting, Tino stopped weaving side to side and faced Matthias head on, ready to fight him while he played around. But he wasn't prepared for Matthias to switch tactics so quickly, so he didn't dodge Matthias as he made a sharp kick right into the bad knee. Tino screeched and fell back against an end table as his limb burned from the inside out. Matthias grabbed him by the collar in front of his pajama shirt and hefted him high above the ground. He flung Tino to the bedside table where Tino's body smashed the furniture piece flat. Tino wrapped his arms around his torso and writhed from the impact. When he saw Matthias approaching, he took a table lamp that fell from the bedside table and swung it at Matthias, who easily knocked it out of Tino's grasp with the back of his hand. Tino tried to cower away from Matthias as far as possible and whimpered as he backed into a wall. Matthias clicked his tongue and shook his head. Boy, are you so pathetic, he sneered as he grabbed Tino's injured leg by the ankle again and dragged him closer. He held Tino up, making him dangle upside down. I mean, yeah, I knew that you weren't going to be as strong as Beryl and hold out as long as I know he would, but I was really hoping that you'd hold out longer than this. Man, what a disappointment, bro. Let me go, Tino cried. He swung his fist at Matthias. Matthias playfully swung him from side to side before dropping him on the floor, pressing his foot on Tino's back so he couldn't get away. Sorry, no can do, because that would be so unfair to the others. Tino clawed into the carpet to crawl away and escape. Let me go! Get your dirty feet off of me! Okay. Matthias removed his foot, but didn't let Tino go. Instead, he squatted over Tino, pulling him closer underneath him so he could straddle his hips from behind. Tino began to struggle under the weight. Still, it would have been cool to fight you a bit longer, but beggars can't be choosers now, can we? Tino pushed up beneath him. Matthias, stop this now. He then added softly through crunched teeth, please. When Tino felt his shirt sliding up on his back, he started to wriggle under Matthias' bar, and he panicked fits. Oh. Matthews ran the tip of his finger inside the smooth curve of Tino's spine. You know, I haven't noticed until now that you have a really nice skin, so soft and creamy smooth. I can see why barrel went. Oh boy. Oh no. Looks like we're almost at the end of the chapter, so please just hold out, hold out. I wanted to fuck you so much, Tino. I think I'm getting hard myself. He lowered his lips to Tino's ear and breathed. Or maybe it's the way you keep grinding against dick like that when you struggle. My cat's protesting. She doesn't want me to read any more of this. I'm so sorry, Lucy. I have to end this. No. Tino threw his head back into Matthew's face and jabbed his elbow into Matthew's as hard as he can. When Matthew reared back in pain and surprise, Tino clawed at the carpet again to get away. I'm sorry, Lucy. I have to finish this. Angered, Matthews grabbed Tino by his collar, pulled Tino back under him, and grabbed a handful of Tino's hair, slamming his head into the floor. Tino cried out in pain into the carpet. Fuck, okay, that's long enough, Matthews yelled. He reached under Tino, grabbed each side of his pajama shirt, and ripped it open under him. He pulled the shirt back over Tino's arms until he gathered it tightly around Tino's wrist. He rose up and raised Tino's hips and aligned it with his own pelvis. Tear and snot dribbled down the side of Tino's flushed face. Please, Matthews, don't turn into this, Tino pleaded as Matthews pulled his pajama bottoms and underwear down to his knees. Matthews gazed at the exposed buttocks with a hungry glower. He slit the waistline of his own pants down underneath his hardened genitals and took his tip between his fingers. Oh, God, I feel sick. First up, Finland, Matthews stated matter-of-factly as he guided himself inside. Oh, thank God, we're at the end. Tino gasped and looked over his shoulder at Matthew's actions with wide eyes. No! Words. I can't speak. I can't speak. I don't know what to do. I don't know if that should I restrict this video. I don't know what to do. I sound like I'm on the verge of crying. I'm sorry. I feel sick. I just feel sick, disturbed, everything. My God. I'll see you guys next time. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just...